Yeah, hello friends. Welcome to our channel SAP SD and ABAP League Support. Today we'll discuss about one of the requirement from business and it's relevant to the app stock multiple materials query app. Okay, so business wants to display the cumulative ATP quantity for storage location wise in the app stock multiple materials. So if you look at this app stock multiple materials, we don't have any field which will be showing that cumulative ATP quantity field. And if I open that CO09 transaction code, okay, so have I added the material, plant, MRP area and checking rule, and I will click continue now. So here we see all the data relevant to this material like incoming receipts, outgoing issues, right? And if I click stock overview, so here we can see the storage location by stock. The column received and required quantity showing the number 1101.766. Let me show that in MMBE as well. If I execute, okay, the first storage location is D00, and you see for D00 we have that unrestricted stock as 1101.766. Same we see here as well, but the actual quantity available will be displayed in the cumulative ATP quantity column only 1100.091. This is the actual quantity for this storage location wise available. So business wants to display this cumulative ATP quantity storage location wise in the app stock multiple materials. Currently, there is no field available to display this particular value. So what we are going to do, we are going to create one more new app by copying the existing standard query app stock multiple materials, and again we'll give that name as same name only, or we can have a different name as well, no problem at all. So in the new app we have added already that field ATP. You see we have added this cumulative ATP quantity here. Okay, first of all let me show you. Okay, the plant is 7500. Let me material is already added. Let me add the plant 7500, and if I click go, I will get the data for this material only storage location wise. You see the material number column, description, plant, and plant name, and you see here the storage location. The next column is was cumulative ATP quantity. This is added by us only, and you see the unrestricted stock. What we see in MABG as well as in the stock CO09 transaction code under the column received and required quantity. And under cumulative ATP quantity, you see the stock from this cumulative ATP quantity column. So we're displaying the values storage location wise. This is a custom app. Okay, if I go to standard app and if I click go, so here also we see the same information except the cumulative ATP quantity column. You see the unrestricted stock what we see in MMBE as well as CO09 both are same. But they want to have this another field, right? That's why instead of touching the standard app, we created one copy of the existing app. Then in the copy of the existing app, we added that field. After adding that field, we have created the new Odata services and configure the same Odata services in the newly created app as well. In that new Odata service, we are retrieving the data, the cumulative ATP quantity data based on one function model, that is availability underscore check underscore S4. This function model not available anywhere in EC systems. It's available only in S4 HANA only. So if I show you that function model, let me go to SC37, and the function model is availability check underscore S4. So with help of this function model, we can retrieve these information, then we can update this information to the our custom Fiori app. Now let's go through the steps that we need to follow to fulfill the client requirement. By the way, you can ask me the question why we are adding the field to the why we are creating a new app then adding the field. Why can't we do the changes in the same standard app? We can do the changes in the standard app itself, but we don't want to disturb the standard functionality. That's why we want to have a separate new app where we can manipulate the changes. Okay, let me show you the steps that we need to follow to fulfill this requirement. First, we means Fieri team. Okay, so remember this. This enhancement requires a multiple teams coordination. Functional team to do the testing and requirement gathering from client, and Fieri team. So Fieri team will develop that Fieri apps. They'll create a Fieri apps and they will do the configuration from Fieri end, and development of OData services and adding the required logic will be done by our ABAP team. Sometimes we may need basis team also, but these three is mandatory. Fine. The first step is to create the copy of the existing app, stock multiple materials. Then for this standard app, the override services is MMIM multiple material underscore SRV. This is standard override services. Remember that every app in Fiori Launchpad is connected to one OData services. Through that OData services only, all the required logic data will be retrieved. So this is standard OData services assigned to this app. Then what we're going to do, we need to develop the new OData services that will be assigned to our custom app. If you see the difference, so this is standard app stock multiple materials, and if I click F12 now, F12 means we can see the development tools. Open development tools, and if I click go, and if I click the batch first row, double click here, you see the OData service name MMIM underscore multiple underscore material underscore SRV. This is the OData service name which this app is getting called. From this OData services only, we're getting all this data. And if I go to the custom app, you see the different OData services. So let me click F12, open development tools. Now if I click go, okay, and let me click this first row dollar batch. If I double click here, you see the custom OData services starting with ZY, right? ZYMM and so on so. So this is the custom OData service that we have developed assigned to this custom app. So one more thing, how can we identify whether it's a custom app or standard app? Simple. If I go to the standard app, stock multiple materials, and if I click this icon, user icon, and if you click this about here, you can see this ID of this technical, that is UIS2P MM stock multi material, something you can see here. And this is the one thing you see here. If I go to our custom app and click about, you see it's starting with Z, right? The technical component is starting with Z. It's a custom one. And moreover, we don't see that Fiori app ID also here. So like this, we can segregate and understand which standard app and which is custom app. Okay. Yeah, need to develop order services. In the order services, we need to add the required logic to populate the cumulative ATP quantity. And in the same order services, we should refer the existing order service as well. Because from this order services only, we're getting all the logic, right? You see here in the app, if we execute, I'm getting so many data. Whatever we get in the standard Fury app, we are getting the same data is here as well, except cumulative ATP quantity. Apart from this, everything should be standard logic only, right? So we are referring these OData services in our custom OData services to get all the required logic and added the necessary logic for this to populate cumulative ATP quantity field. And here you can see in the screen in the custom OData services we have referred the standard OData services. You see I have highlighted in yellow the model references section, and we need to configure this newly developed OData services in the T code slash UI2 slash FLP underscore customer. We discussed about this app, I mean the T code initial classes of our Fiori. You can refer that. So there only we need to configure this newly developed OData service name to trigger. And we have used this app, I mean this function model availability check underscore S4 to retrieve all the required logics. Okay, that's it from this video, guys. If you like my work, please do comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching my videos.